Have you ever watched a moment that looked exciting, only to realize later it was much bigger than anyone imagined? That may be exactly what's happening with SB19 right now. Millions of fans celebrated their appearance at the GrammyMuseum. Photos spread across social media, excitement exploded online, and everyone called it another international milestone. But beneath the celebration lies a story that many people completely overlooked. Because this wasn't just another overseas event. It wasn't simply another stage, another interview, or another opportunity to meet fans. In fact, this moment may quietly become one of the most important turning points in SB19's entire career. So why are music professionals paying close attention while many fans are focused only on the headlines? What did the GrammyMuseum see that makes this appearance so meaningful? Stay with us until the end, because once you understand what really happened, you'll never look at this event the same way again. And if you enjoy stories that uncover what is really happening behind the global music industry, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and join us for more deep dives into the biggest moments shaping today's music world. At first glance, SB19's invitation seemed like another successful international achievement, another respected venue, another global appearance, another reason for fans to celebrate. But inside the music industry, this event carried a completely different meaning. The GrammyMuseum is not a place that simply invites artists because they are trending online or collecting millions of views. Its mission goes far beyond popularity. It highlights musicians whose work contributes to music, creativity, culture, and meaningful artistic conversations. That single difference changes everything. When an artist is welcomed into that space, the message is much deeper than impressive streaming numbers or loyal fan support. It tells the industry that this artist has a story worth documenting, a creative journey worth studying, and an influence that deserves to be remembered. And that is exactly why SB19's appearance matters. This wasn't recognition for being popular for a few months. It was recognition from a respected music institution that believes SB19 represents something with real artistic and cultural value. Many people also confuse the GrammyMuseum with the Grammy Awards, but they serve very different purposes. The Grammy Awards celebrate the best achievements in recorded music each year. The GrammyMuseum, however, is dedicated to preserving music history, educating future generations, exploring creativity, and documenting the stories behind great artists. It is a place where music is treated as more than entertainment. It is viewed as culture, history, and a lasting contribution to society. Over the years, many respected musicians have appeared in GrammyMuseum programs during important moments in their careers. Those invitations often reflected growing respect from industry professionals long before the rest of the world fully recognized their impact. That is why these invitations carry weight far beyond publicity. They suggest that an artist's journey is important enough to become part of a much larger conversation. Seen from that perspective, SB19's appearance becomes far more significant than most people first realized. What makes their story even more remarkable is that they never followed the path many expected. Whenever Asian artists enter the global market, comparisons to established K-pop systems happen almost immediately. But SB19 chose a different direction. Instead of changing who they were to fit international expectations, they leaned even deeper into their Filipino identity. They continued creating music that reflected their language, culture, experiences, and artistic vision while connecting with audiences far beyond the Philippines. That is one of the hardest things any artist can accomplish. Global success often encourages artists to become more familiar, more predictable, and more generic. Authenticity is usually the first thing sacrificed. SB19 did the opposite. They proved that staying true to your roots can become your greatest advantage. Today, international music institutions are searching for artists with original voices, unique stories, and authentic cultural identities. Audiences no longer want copies of artists they've already seen. They want something real. And that is exactly what makes SB19 stand out. They are not attracting global attention because they look like someone else. They are earning respect because they bring something the world has never seen before. A uniquely Filipino voice, presented with confidence on the global stage. That is why this GrammyMuseum appearance represents far more than a successful event. It is a sign that the global music industry is beginning to recognize not only SB19's talent, but also the cultural identity and artistic vision that make them truly different. But perhaps the most important part of the entire event wasn't the stage itself. It was the conversation that happened around it. The discussion wasn't focused on celebrity gossip, viral moments, or social media trends. Instead, it explored something much deeper: songwriting, creative decisions, artistic growth, and the cultural identity that shapes SB19's music. And that reveals exactly what the GrammyMuseum values most. Respected music institutions don't simply celebrate hit songs. They want to understand how artists think, why they create, and what message they leave behind. They look beyond performances and search for purpose. That is exactly what SB19 demonstrated. During the event, they weren't presented only as performers. They were recognized as musicians, storytellers, and artists with a vision. That distinction may seem small, but in the global music industry, it can make all the difference. Many people believe international success is created by one viral song, one trending video, or one lucky breakthrough. But the artists who remain relevant for years usually build something much stronger than popularity. They build credibility. And credibility is earned slowly. Every invitation from a respected institution, every meaningful discussion, every cultural platform, and every professional relationship adds another layer of trust. These moments rarely dominate headlines, yet they often shape the future of an artist's career. That is the same path followed by many of the world's most respected musicians, long before they became global icons. SB19's GrammyMuseum appearance fits perfectly into that journey. Its value cannot be measured by views, likes, or trending hashtags alone. Instead, it reflects growing respect from people who influence the music industry behind the scenes. And that kind of recognition often lasts much longer than online attention. At the same time, something even bigger is happening. The global entertainment industry has become far more open to discovering talented artists from countries that were once overlooked. Streaming platforms have removed many of the barriers that once limited international exposure, allowing great music to reach audiences regardless of where it comes from. As a result, Filipino musicians, filmmakers, actors, composers, and creators are receiving more international attention than ever before. SB19 is benefiting from this shift, but they are also helping lead it. Their success proves that Filipino artists don't have to abandon their identity to compete globally. In fact, their authenticity has become one of their greatest strengths. And that may be one of the biggest reasons respected institutions continue paying attention. But here's the question that many people haven't considered. What happens after an event like this? Appearances at places like the GrammyMuseum often create opportunities that extend far beyond a single performance. They place artists in front of producers, festival organizers, journalists, educators, filmmakers, executives, and creative professionals who help shape future projects. Many important collaborations don't begin inside recording studios. They begin through conversations. That doesn't guarantee immediate opportunities for SB19, but it does place them in spaces where meaningful relationships can grow. And in the entertainment industry, those relationships often become the foundation for future success. Sometimes the biggest opportunity isn't standing under the spotlight. Sometimes it's knowing who is watching from the audience. However, recognition also brings new expectations. From this point forward, every song, every performance, every interview, and every creative decision will be viewed through a different lens. The challenge is no longer proving they belong on the global stage. The challenge is proving they can continue growing after earning that respect. History has shown that reaching the spotlight is difficult. Staying there is even harder. Audiences begin expecting stronger music, bigger ideas, better performances, and continuous artistic growth. Critics pay closer attention, while loyal supporters naturally hope every new project will raise the standard once again. Pressure like that can either become a burden or become the fuel that pushes artists toward greatness. For SB19, this may be the beginning of their most important chapter yet. Years from now, people may not remember every headline or every trending post from this event, but they may remember this invitation as the moment international music professionals started viewing SB19 in a completely different way. Because the biggest achievement was never the applause, the photographs, or the excitement shared across social media. Those moments eventually fade. What remains is something far more valuable: respect. Respect for their artistry, respect for their creative identity, and respect for the cultural voice they continue to bring to the global stage. SB19 didn't simply add another international appearance to their resume. They strengthened their reputation within the global music community. And if they continue creating meaningful music, delivering unforgettable performances, and proudly representing Filipino artistry with the same authenticity that brought them here, this GrammyMuseum appearance may one day be remembered, not as another stop on their journey, but as the moment the world began recognizing SB19 as artists whose influence could last for generations.